My name is Javier, and we are the Not For Normies Podcast, giving you the news you need to know about every week. This is the first one.
Yeah.
It's the first episode. We got plenty to talk about. This week has been a hell of a week in gaming.
No, honestly, even the beginning of this year has been really, really great. Like, I feel like there's been really good releases in the last couple months.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of video games. A lot of bad ones, too.
Yeah. It's just
AKA Forspoken.
Yeah, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. Because honestly, Forspoken has been... I mean, I played a bit of it.
I haven't played it at all.
Okay, so I've already played it. We'll talk about it in a bit.
Well, you played it? You beat it?
No. That game is actually kind of long. The beginning of that game is a lot of fun. It's a good story. It gets you kind of like engrossed in it. But the problem is that with the amount of bugs that are in that game...
And you know what? It had gotten pushed twice, I think, right?
I think so.
I think it was originally set for like May of last year or October of last year or something, and then it got pushed twice.
I think it was near the end of last year.
Yeah.
That they wanted to release it, and then they decided not to, and then they ended up doing it on this time. I think what ended up happening was that they ended up losing, like they just didn't have enough money in the budget to be like, hey, let's push this back more, let's do more development. Like the team needs to get paid. Like those guys need to get paid somehow. Like so. Yeah. What I would assume is that they had to release it.
And plus it's a bit like really hard to get like release schedules right for like big games like that, like getting it on the right mark. I mean, look at right now, Hogwarts came out this last week, right? Yeah. And Wild Hearts is coming out like a week later. And those are like, I feel like two big video game releases right next to each other, side by side. And it's really hard to like give one its full attention and then go to the next game and give your full attention to the next game as well. You know what game release was like that? Skyrim and Kingdoms of Amalur.
You know that Skyrim has been on pretty much every single...
No. But original Skyrim release, I believe, came out the same week or like a week after Kingdoms of Amalur, which was like a game. Did you ever play it? Kingdoms of Amalur?
I never got to play Kingdoms of Amalur.
That was such like...
I have that game because that game came out on
Xbox
Switch.
360.
Well, didn't it...
It got remastered.
The Re-Reckoning, right?
Re-released.
Like, I think I have that game on my Switch right now. I just need to play it. Like, I guess that's like hella backlogged because
it was
so
crazy.
many. Like, let's be honest, man. There's so many games out right now that it's just you're swimming in a sea of games right now. It's hard to pick out which games that you want to play, but obviously both of us are playing the one and only
Hogwarts Legacy.
Like, let's.
That's what's going on this week for sure.
100%. Like, this game is.
So I forced you to get the digital so that you got the early access.
For people that know this, I love physical gaming. I am a physical collector.
Fuck physical.
I love physical games. Chris does not buy any physical games if he can help.
I want to live my life in ones and zeros. I want everything. I want everything to be online. I don't want to own anything. I just want everything of my life to be online. I want to own everything online.
So you can just experience it and not have to have it take up space.
Clutter, like storage, like all these video games. Like, dude, are you kidding me? My Steam library has like 200 plus games. You think if I had 200 actual physical games, it'd be taking up my whole room.
It would take up your entire space.
And then PlayStation, I have 100 plus games. Like, it's ridiculous.
100%.
Okay, Hogwarts.
So game came out this Friday. We're filming this on a Saturday. It came out yesterday.
That's right. It actually came out yesterday.
It technically came out on Friday.
Yeah.
But the game
early access was 72 hours.
The early access was 72 hours before the actual physical game release. Chris had been playing it, and we've been talking about it at work. We work together, and I was so frustrated because he had already logged in like a good amount of hours in this game, and I've been wanting to play it for so long because that's around the same time that the ratings came out for it.
The ratings, yeah.
IGN came out with
I think it was the day before the embargo, whatever it is, lifted, and everyone could release the reviews. So
the reviews came out for
IGN. I watched like 5 reviews in 30 minutes just to make sure like the game wasn't trash, and then I pre-ordered it to get the early access.
No, I had to get it.
Dude, you can't trust games nowadays. With Forspoken,
yeah, but
like Forspoken, and then the last one, there's Anthem, and then there's also the PS5 exclusive.
Well, sometimes
Godfall.
Godfall
was
like. Thank God I never bought that game.
I called that one. I called it from
played that game. Like,
I called it from the first trailer.
Like it's definitely like one of those types of game, like Anthem type games. Yeah. Because I feel like Forspoken,
it's too graphically ambitious.
Hold on. Here's the thing. Because you could say the same thing about Cyberpunk 2077.
Yeah.
It's too.
That wasn't a successful launch, though.
Yeah, it wasn't a successful launch, but that doesn't make it a bad game, though. because now it is a good game. And
you have to play it.
Yeah, but you have to play it. Did you play it?
I've yet to play it.
Oh my god, it's so freaking good.
Yeah.
Bro, you have to play this game because it is one of my favorite games to play. Granted, it took a long time for
the game to be playable.
For the game to be playable.
Enjoyable.
And then once the game was playable, I even waited longer to be like, okay, I'm going to jump into this game. I'm going to sink in like 10, 15 hours.
Yeah.
By the time it was like 7 hours, I was sunk.
Yeah.
I
mean, that's just the beginning.
I was in the game.
The first 3 hours is what, character creation?
Dude, it's huge.
I do want to play it, but like.
But I think that
you want to know what it is, Happy?
What?
I have a Western RPG problem.
Okay.
I can't finish Western RPGs. Like Witcher 3, like Skyrim, like all these big open world RPGs.
But they're enormous though.
Like I can never finish and play them. Like I play I play to my heart's content.
Yes.
You know, I play to what I want.
Yeah.
And then I feel like fulfilled, and then the next game comes around.
I feel that they're not the particular.
Not to say I haven't finished any. I finished some. But.
So I feel like The Witcher and Skyrim are like games that you could play for forever. Because there's always things to do in those worlds. Mm-hmm. They're games that are just expansive so much that you can go into so many different side quests that it's unbelievable. I finished and platinumed Cyberpunk because it's not that big. It's big, but it's not huge.
I'm just a JRPG fanboy, and I rather complete. I don't know. I find like JRPGs to be more fulfilling in a way than completing an open world RPG like Skyrim or something.
Yeah.
And I don't know what it is.
You know, I never played Skyrim.
Dude, I never finished it. I only got I tried playing Skyrim through every re-release. Like, its original release, I played on Xbox.
Did you play it on Switch?
I played on PC twice.
Yeah?
The third time I ended up playing it, I played Skyrim with like 20 plus mods installed. I had installed I had installed like graphics, textures, semi-nudity, and NPCs, like a bunch of crazy, like expanded magic system, expanded weapon systems to make the game more and more like crazy.
Yeah.
I put 5 hours into it.
And
I put like 5 hours into it, and then I don't know what it is, man. It's like the oversaturation of just choices and like things, like it becomes too much. And that's a lot why like the whole genre of games that like the whole Soulsborne, like Dark Souls and Bloodborne have created. It's open world in a sense where you're in these instances, and you can do other things like backtrack and stuff like that. But for the most part, you have a goal and you can do that and stray a little bit, but you're on a path for the most part. And I think
like there's structure and everything.
Like in the Dark Souls games, you can skip boss fights. Like there's certain boss fights you can go straight to the end and stuff like that.
Like
you know what I mean? And I feel
like Elden Ring, there are bosses some people just never get to. There are some that are obligatory that you have to go through them because the game is trying to teach you something. Like in order for you to level up as a player, that's why there's no such thing as an easy mode or a very hard mode. It's just like there's one mode for this.
Yeah.
That's why there are some bosses that are just unbelievably hard for the people that are just like, I need to beat him. I need to beat this guy because without it, I feel nothing. I feel absolutely nothing. I know there's one boss like that in Elden Ring that I watched a couple of YouTubers play. It's like this girl who probably one of like the hardest bosses.
She has like 2 forms and she gets
she
wings.
has 3 forms.
She gets like the ash wings, right? Millennia is what her name.
Millennia.
Yeah.
Bro, I hear nightmare stories about her online. Yeah. You hear nightmare
She's
stories.
Like the character model of the game cover.
Oh, and that guy
she's on the cover of the game, I believe.
That guy in the like a sand area, like a very like looks
with the
like
2
Sahara,
big swords.
Like this, yeah.
And he has like lightning around him. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I forget his name
like
too.
Sahara
I think it starts with an R or something like that. But yeah, no, yeah, those are really great. Elden Ring's a great game. I need to play it again. It's my problem with those huge games, but I do want to. The only ones I've completed, it's Dark Souls 3 and Bloodborne. Bloodborne, new game +7, that bitch.
Yeah,
that shit was so fun. Yeah, Bloodborne's one of my favorite games, man. I love the aesthetic. I love the feel. Like and I love the combat. It just like hit it for me. Let's go back to Hogwarts Legacy.
Okay. We'll talk about Hogwarts Legacy.
Hogwarts Legacy. How are you liking your experience so far?
So I'm level 10 for people I don't that have already played. That are playing right now.
You just got Incendio.
I just got Incendio. So you're helping out Professor. What's this guy's name?
The Weasley.
Like the guy that you.
Yeah.
Like the person that you're with.
The one who like raised you before the school.
Yes.
Finn, I think his name is.
Yes.
Yeah,
something like that. So Professor Finn, once you go into the restriction section to get like the book.
Yeah, the book.
You get the book, and then there's like a pensive. And you kind of go.
Oh, and you see the backstory of the keepers.
Backstory. Yes.
Okay. And that's where you left off.
That's where I just ended that section.
I'm liking the story of the game so far. I really like how the game began, and it felt like really like a movie.
It did.
Like,
but I feel like that's like a Warner Brothers type of thing.
It feels like, really like the beginning of the game and how it transitions into giving you your freedom to do what you want. I think it did like the first 5-8 hours of the game really well.
Did you ever play Batman?
Yeah, I played one. I played Asylum.
Okay.
And then I played a little bit of Night, but I played a lot of Asylum.
This plays a lot. Not like gameplay.
It plays like that in Middle Earth.
Yes.
Mordor. Yes. I know. Because it has that whole combo meter aspect where you continue.
Yeah, where
you continue the combo, and then you get the dodge. It continues, and then you get like bonuses.
Bro, I feel like because it's kind of hard.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I thought.
Are you playing on hard?
Huh?
Are you playing on hard?
No, I'm playing on normal.
I'm playing on hard. Yeah. It is kind of hard.
It's.
You know where I got stuck?
Really hard. I was really surprised at how technical the wand movement is.
It's very stylish.
I feel like once you get really good at this game, like you are really you really feel like that witch or wizard energy.
You can really go through a lot of encounters without like getting hit at all and like dodging everything.
I'm not at that point yet.
I'm playing on hard mode, and the part of the game that gave me first of all, here's my gripe with the combat. The manual targeting system is horrible.
Oh, it's so bad.
Like
it's rough.
Dude, when you press R3 to manually target,
yes.
And then you switch, you flick your right stick left and right to change your targets, it won't recognize the target next to you.
Okay, so you're getting the same problem I'm having.
Dude, I'm having horrible targeting issues. Yeah. Like you have to be exact with it because the auto targeting will just be whoever's in front, like next to you.
Like next to you.
So I manual target. And then, like, let's say you get a Protecto and a Stupefy. You get the parry, and then you do Stupefy on an enemy. You do the Stupefy on the enemy you're hitting. So sometimes you want to do the Stupefy on the enemy that attacked you, so that they're staggered. Yes. But to do that, you need to like switch, like flick your targeting and stuff like that. But dude, it's so bad. Like sometimes it doesn't detect it.
Maybe my sensitivity just isn't as high. Do you think that if your sensitivity for the controller would be a little bit higher, it would be easier to
there are a lot of accessibility options in the game. So
I was actually really surprised.
There's a lot of like options to mess with like the controller and stuff. I actually did increase the look sensitivity because I thought the look sensitivity was too slow.
Oh, so for sure. In the beginning? Oh, it was super slow.
So I increased that, yeah. Oh, let me ask you, what graphics mode are you playing on?
I'm doing performance.
I'm doing performance as well. That seemed like the best because it still does 120. Dude, I was flipping through each one nonstop for the first like hour.
Yeah.
The one that's whack is like the HDR performance or something like that.
Yeah.
I didn't understand. It made it look worse.
I don't mess too much around with like HDR stuff for games. I feel when it comes to like those things, I kind of keep them at default unless like it's really off, because I feel like if I mess around too much with that, it's going to like completely throw off like the way that it looks. I can't do it. Like
And first of all, the graphics, the fidelity mode, the graphics mode, unplayable.
Oh, okay, really?
It's slow as fuck.
I'm about to say is it like 30? Is he even hitting 30? Is it?
It just seems so. It just seems so laggy. It just seems like when you you see it the most when you look around in the camera and you're moving at the same time and you look around as you're moving. Yeah. Like things are just like shaky, you know, and it just looks horrible. Like I mean, I know a lot of people can play a game and like look past that and just like look at the good graphics and play the game and it's chilling. But like, dude, when it's affecting the performance like that and I can see like the jagged movements of the frames, I think it fucks. I have to lower it.
What I think. So right now, I mean, obviously the game just came out on Friday. Technically, the game just came out on Friday. The devs haven't put out any patches, as far as I know.
I don't think so.
I don't think anybody's put out a patch yet for any of the games currently, or any of like for the current game as it is right now. I think with a couple patchworks, I think it will be able to do fidelity mode a lot better because right now the world is so enormous.
There's a lot of pop-in issues.
And you get
I told you about the pop-in issues.
I know. But the thing is that the core game is good. But
no, it's good.
It's like everything that's close. Like say for example, you're in the school. When you're in the school.
No, everything looks great. Everything looks great.
When you're in the school.
Everything looks great in the school.
When you're in the school. Everything looks perfect.
It's the best the game has been in the school.
Yeah, like
I'd say the lowest part of the game is like when you're traveling from point A to point B.
Yeah.
like in the
Did you get a boom yet? Did you get a boom?
Yeah.
Okay, don't tell me about the boom because I'm so excited to like get on a boom and like
experience so you haven't experienced the open world
yet. Yeah,
you're still in the school. The out of school stuff is honestly the stuff I say the most issues with. It's just like, I don't know, I need to put more time into it, but I just feel like a lot of the open exploration, for me at least, kind of falls flat. Or it's kind of like getting like monotonous in a way. But other than that, I'm having a good time. It's fun. It's fun to me.
Enjoy.
I really like catching beasts. Eventually you're gonna like start catching beasts.
Yeah.
It's kind of fun. Yeah. There's even like shiny beasts too.
Well, whenever there's like a collectathon type situation, like
that's what this game does best.
Warner Brother games,
the collectibles.
So they do that all the time.
Yeah. It feels like a Banjo-Kazooie game.
When it comes to like Batman and like you're trying to find all the riddles from the Riddler, or like you're finding God knows what.
Even collecting the gear feels like collectibles because you end up unlocking the gear as appearance.
I thought that was such a cool thing that they added.
Yeah.
Was
other
that,
games have done that? I'm just trying to think of which games have.
You can destroy a piece of gear that you have and still have it. Like if you want to like look that way. I think that is so cool because you're not tied to, like say for example you find a super dope piece of gear. If you were playing Destiny, when you erase that, it's gone. Yeah. It's gone till you find
Destiny has transmog though, right? It has costumes.
I'm sure at this point, yes. I mean, I've only played to
I know it as transmog because that's what they call them like in MMOs.
Yes.
Where you like transmog your equipment or whatever. But I don't know what games call it nowadays. But just changing your appearance.
So obviously, you have gripe with like performance issues. Obviously, like it's a newer game, so like
no, but on performance, it plays. I think
it plays smooth as butter. 60 frames.
I've had.
I if I see a dropped frame, it's there and it's gone.
You haven't had any crashes or bugs?
I had.
I've had 3 crashes.
Crashes? Like hard crash?
Crashes, bro. The third time I actually don't remember, but the 2 other times, fast traveling. I fast travel from like the open world to the school or to the school to Hogsmeade or something like that.
Yeah.
And in the middle of fast traveling, when it goes into that loading menu, hard crashes.
Really?
It takes me back to PS5 home screen, and then it gives me the option to send like a report. So I usually send the report with like a screenshot or something like that. But yeah, 3 crashes, bro. Last night's crash, honestly, like had me stop playing the game because I was playing and I was in the middle.
Did you get a crash? Wait a minute.
I was literally in the middle of a quest, bro. I was in a quest where you have to go somewhere else.
You got a crash last night too?
Yeah.
When? I got it on like 1 or 2, but I was.
No. I wasn't up that late.
I had
a really crash around like 11.
I had a really random moment. Have you ever been like midway through like a side quest where like somebody's talking and they have like a very calming voice and it's super late? And
you start falling asleep.
I fell asleep.
Dude, I sleep in game all the time.
Boy, but it was so weird. It's never happened to me. I've never had that happen.
It happens to me almost every day, man. I fall asleep with my Switch in my hands.
Oh, really?
I'll fall asleep with Melissa, my girlfriend at home, like I'll be gaming in bed, like on my belly, and I have the Switch in my hands like this, and my head is on the pillow, and I'm playing like this, and I'll literally go to sleep like this, like just like Switch in hand, buttons on the analog sticks, eyes closed. I'll just be asleep with whatever was going on in the game still happening, like the music going on, like
oh, that's hilarious.
And then she has to like take the console out of my hand, like. Like I'm a freaking like 7-year-old.
No, but it was super weird because I was doing a side quest for this girl who has like those marbles, the goblin.
Oh yeah, the gobstones or whatever.
The gobstones. It's like goblin marbles.
I haven't even done that quest.
I did that quest. I did that side quest.
I left it on the side.
It was super random, but like before I even hopped in to do it, I fell asleep. Like I passed out. And then I woke up to a crash notice. I was like, did it crash on me? Yeah.
I guess I mean, it might have crashed just because AFK. Yeah. Maybe. Just inactivity.
Yeah. That's why I was like, I didn't really experience it because I wasn't awake during it.
But I've had a couple bugs too, like. But I think most of the bugs I've had, I mean.
But not like game breaking.
If you count pop-ins as a bug, definitely had pop-ins. Like.
Yeah, but that
I've gone to whole sections of the. I feel like what happens the most. You know what I do have an issue with. And it might be my HDR. So you don't mess with HDR at all?
No, not really.
The black and white contrast, you don't mess with that at all?
Not so much. Like
okay,
with certain games,
I think there's like...
I think I did it for Witcher.
At
Witcher
first
3.
I left it on default, but then there was this phenomenon I was coming across where you would be inside the castle, right? And it'd be lit with the lighting of inside the castle. But then you would go to, you know how there's like courtyards in the school?
Yeah.
You would go to a courtyard and all of a sudden the lighting changed, right? Because there's like a light source. Dude, it would like
darkens and then brightens.
Yeah, it would darken and then brighten again. like all of a sudden I'm going through a 24-hour period in like 2 seconds. Like,
but
the whole screen darkens and then it will like relight again.
Okay, so you know those moments when obviously there's not really like a loading.
You're going through a door and there's a little loading
like
thing.
A little loading thing.
Yeah.
Because obviously there's not really like a loading.
Yeah, because it's like rendering it as you play. It's like it's loading.
So like it's rendering. I think that's what's happening is that it's caching shaders and trying to get the lighting correctly because you're going from like somewhere that's kind of, I wouldn't say that the school is darker. I would say it's more dimly lit. At night you notice when it's dark.
No, but even there's been times in the open world. So you haven't experienced the open world part yet, but
apart from going to Hogsmeade
in the
and fighting the troll.
In the open world part,
sorry for spoiler.
You eventually get the ability to change from night to day. Like you get to just wait on the map. Just press a button, wait 12 hours. So you go from day to night, night to day.
Oh, really?
And there's times where like it's daytime and I need it to be night, right? I go to nighttime, I get out of the map, and it still seems like a foggy day. Like,
really?
Or like,
like
dude, it kind of like, I don't know, like it slowly, gradually changes, or like sometimes I barely even notice the change from night to day. I don't know, like I feel the lighting in my game is so fucked up sometimes.
But I think apart from that, at least for me, those are really the only performance issues I'm really getting from like the game. Like I really am experiencing like a great game. Like I'm enjoying it. The NPCs are really good. Like they're very fleshed out. I've only played so much into the game, but like I feel like NPCs are like it would be nice if there were more. Like to make it feel more like a school, like there's more people, but this is closer towards Hogwarts earlier on, so it wouldn't surprise me if there weren't that many students, but it's not like like when it hits like when we were kids when we were watching Hogwarts, where it's like present day where there's tons of kids and like there are a bunch of people.
The conversations that do go on with the kids are pretty interesting. And I do like how you'll see sometimes like that Peeves character, the ghost clown, like you'll see him just fucking around all over the place.
That I find really cool.
Or you'll see like I've seen like a marriage ghost, like a marriage couple ghost, like a girl chasing down a guy down a hallway and stuff like that. Like all that stuff is neat. Like, it's nice.
And like the lore, like tons, like when you're going into the trophy room for the first time.
Yeah. And I do like Professor Weasley. Yeah, there's Professor Weasley, Black as well.
Like Sirius Black's like great. One of his great.
I don't know how far. It's 100 years, so either grandfather or great grandfather. Or
it's like one of those. But I know from like reading the 5th Harry Potter book, when you go into Sirius's like house, and he has like his family tree. Like when you see certain characters and they show up in game, you're like, oh snap. Like for some of us, we haven't read the book in so long that like when you see them, like it's like in the back of your mind, like you remember it, but like it nothing has touched it for like, you're trying to get the cobwebs out and you're like experiencing it for the first time in a long time, and it's like, whoa, that's so cool. Like they brought that back. And like seeing like the Goblet of Fire like in the trophy room, I thought that was super cool. Like things that they never like they like lore that.
And also wasn't that like the doorway in the library room? Wasn't that the one from the Philosopher's Stone in the first book, in the first movie? Like, maybe wasn't that that was a mirror? Because that was a mirror that the guy was
just got into. Yes, it's a mirror.
Yeah, it was a mirror. Never mind. So, it just seemed like an ode to Philosopher's Stone. It seemed like the same area, like the same type.
Because I have yet to go into the Room of Requirement. I think
that part's cool, man. I actually love the Room of Requirement a lot.
Yeah.
I spent a lot of time fucking with it. You can really alter like the whole room. So
really?
like you
get like a
So what it is you get a conjuring spell, right? To like conjure up like furniture and botanical things to make plants, and like a potion making station. And like different types of things, like utilities that help you with like gear and stuff like that, and then also just furnitures for decorations. But then on top of that, you get an altering spell. Now the altering spell you can use on the furniture to change like the size of furniture, paintings, placement of certain things you have around the room. But dude, you can also alter every aspect of that room: the floor, the walls, the ceiling. Dude, the ceiling the wall, and then like the in between space. Like I don't know what you call that shit. That top piece. Like you can alter the lining of the room. You can alter like this little hallway that goes into it. Like you can alter so many things about it, and it's really nice. I liked it a lot. I really spent like 30-45 minutes in there just like fucking around with it, just like changing colors of things. It was honestly, I was really surprised by how much you can fuck with in that room.
I got really curious to know because we talked briefly about having a broom. Do you play Quidditch in this game?
I haven't played Quidditch yet. No.
Okay.
I haven't played Quidditch yet.
I don't want to look too far ahead.
Yeah.
But that would be super dope. Because
I
there
honestly,
is a quaffle.
I honestly
you
don't
see the snitch in the beginning. Which house did you go? Did you get
Ravenclaw?
You got Ravenclaw?
Yeah, Ravenclaw.
I actually. Does it know which house you're in? From like,
I think the only thing it really affects
when you connect it to your.
I haven't done that connection.
You haven't done that? Okay, I did it, and it knew immediately that I was Gryffindor.
Oh, okay.
Which was kind of weird. I was like, how does it know? Like, I was like, how do you know? Like,
well, it just connected.
I think I don't know
it
how
must
many
make
questions.
it must make some type of profile for you.
Did the Sorting Hat ask a lot of questions though?
Just like 2 or 3.
It only asked me 1.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it asked me like 2 questions.
It asked me 1 question.
I thought it was gonna be like a longer thing, honestly. I thought it was gonna be more of like, I don't know, ask me 20, like ask me 10 questions.
I thought
it was gonna be like a personality test, but it's more like here's your answer based off one thing, or you can just choose whatever you want.
Yeah. Was that kind of the house that you wanted?
It does it with the wand too, you know? With the wand, you just do whatever you want.
Yeah. I mean,
I wish that I wish that the things that you picked for your wand really affected the game, though. It doesn't, though, right?
No, not the wand. I mean, obviously, like the clothes, like
I wish it did,
increase
man.
Defenses. Though.
I wish there was some type of like pro con bonus to like picking the dragon heartstring over the unicorn heartstring or whatever.
Well, it kind of does. It says it.
It says it, but it doesn't do that.
Are you sure? The only way that you would know is if you played on my character and you would try out doing a combo on it.
I know, but I don't.
Which one did you pick?
I don't remember what wood I picked, but I picked.
I don't think the wood matters.
I picked the dragon heartstring.
I think I picked the dragon heartstring because it helps with combination.
Yeah, that's what it said or something. Oh, no, it said like fierce spells. It said,
fierce spells.
It says like you have.
Maybe I did unicorn then.
The unicorn was the combination one.
I did unicorn then.
But honestly, dude, I don't think that gives a shit. I really don't think it fucking
matters.
I
want to know.
I wish it would matter, but I don't think it does.
When I post this on YouTube, somebody in chat tell me. Somebody already knows the answer to this question.
I mean,
somebody
we're going to look it up anyways.
Tell me whether or not this is a thing. I want to know whether or not, like, which core you choose actually affects the way that you play the game. I want to know. Like, what if, like, when you hit people,
dude, listen.
Is it, like...
Wasn't everyone under the impression that there was also, like, a good and bad system to the game?
Oh, like, you could, like,
wasn't
have a choice to the outcome?
Like, weren't people and reviewers talking about that there was going to be, like, a Fable type of, like, good and bad system? Where, like, you're going to be able to do, like, good things on a quest or bad things and be evil.
I think maybe in the beginning.
There
not
isn't.
Like, no, of course there's not.
As far as there is, there's just dialogue options. There's just, like, some dialogue options, but it doesn't even matter because at the end of the day, you're picking the dialogue option.
I think regardless of dialogue option, even if you chose something that's bad, it just makes you look more like a dick. But, like, apart from that, you were still set off on a quest to defeat this.
But, like, another coworker of ours, Jonathan, he was under the impression that you could be, like...
Jonathan plays?
Yeah. He was under the impression that you could be like a bad Gryffindor or like a good Slytherin. And Isaiah, also another friend of ours, also thought the same thing. He thought, like, from watching like trailers and stuff like that you could be whatever type of wizard you wanted to be. But it's not like that. You're the hero of the story. Like, you're just...
I mean,
Listen, did you ever play Fable?
No.
Listen, Fable is literally a gem of a generation, man. Like, that game... The Fable 1, I mean, Fable 2 and 3, I guess were good too, but like Fable 1, I feel like too good for its time, really. So good. Like that game had a whole like economy.
Yeah.
And it was like what, 2004, 2003, something like that. It was such a long time ago. It was like original Xbox.
Yeah.
And that game had a whole good and bad system. You would get like appraisal points or bad points, and you would slowly become like an angelic character with like a halo and wings. Or like a godly aura, or you'd be an evil character with like devil horns. You would have like a stinky smell around you. There'd be like bugs all around you. It was like, dude, it was so cool, and that was the only game doing it for its time. And I'm upset that games now advertise like that you get to choose these good and bad options, but it doesn't fucking mean shit. I think Mass Effect did it well.
I was about to say, I was like, doesn't Mass Effect kind of do that?
Mass Effect did it well because I feel like it actually matters with your relationship with your crewmates and stuff like that.
I know that when you play Cyberpunk, a lot of things matter. See, this is my problem. I never go the bad route. Because I never want to try it. Yeah. Because I don't like to mess around too much with that stuff. Like I always want to end up being the
knight in shining armor.
Yeah, I always want to end up being the good guy in these situations. But like, low key, it would be cool to do like a new game plus and like be the shitty person, ruin relationships or kill somebody that like you weren't supposed to kill, but like you ended up doing it anyways, and you end up being like this horrible person.
So we got Nintendo Direct this week.
Yes.
Nintendo Direct was pretty awesome.
It was incredible. Yeah. It was probably. Honestly, this was probably the best Direct.
And it came out of nowhere. Dude, I didn't hear about it.
I didn't even know about it until this past week. Yeah. And I was like, oh, Nintendo Direct. I'm like, sweet.
I didn't know about it until my friend texted me like, oh, Metroid Prime Remastered. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, there was a...
Oh, you didn't know about it at all.
I didn't know anything. You didn't know that
was happening.
Like, I was working. Like, I didn't know about it. I had no idea the news was coming out. And then
wait a minute. So when I
came home, I go to my YouTube feed, and then all of a sudden, a fucking ton of release trailers. So like I just watched everything. I watched the whole Direct again.
Okay, so you watched the whole thing?
Yeah, I watched the whole thing.
Okay, so obviously right off the rip, they started off with Pikmin 4.
No, right off the rip, Zelda $70. Let's talk about that.
Okay, were you expecting anything less? Were you really expecting?
A greedy ass bastard, bro.
Do you really?
Are they really like?
Honest to God, they should. They should. Are you kidding me? It's the biggest IP. It's
fucked up because we're gonna buy it nonetheless. We're gonna buy it nonetheless. I'm literally wearing a Zelda shirt.
Next to the homie Mario, Zelda is their biggest IP. Period. Metroid. I love Metroid. Mm-hmm. It doesn't hold a candle to Zelda. No. Or to Mario. It's impossible. Like what other game?
That's so crazy though.
Bro, I know it's $70. Bro, it is as much.
Everyone, listen, it's as much. And everyone who played the first one is gonna buy Tears of the Kingdom.
Of course.
Like the same people are gonna like. They aren't excluding anyone out of it. They're just making profit.
Yeah.
And that's what makes it seem like
it's so scummy.
So scummy, so
Bro,
greedy.
So
because
scummy.
We're gonna buy it nonetheless. Like
yes, 100%.
Like we're literally still gonna buy it. You know.
It's annoying. I think it's definitely annoying. Obviously, it's smart because they know everybody's gonna buy it.
And to single it out too, to be like Zelda is the $70 game. You know what I mean? Or was there more? Was Pikmin 4 gonna be $70 or something?
I doubt it. Do you think so? I don't think so.
Like, are they just releasing
all the games? All the games have always been.
Game?
Listen, first and foremost, no Nintendo IP that's first party.
They never go on sale.
They never go on sale.
They go on sale once a year.
Maybe.
And if that sale is half off at most.
No, not even half.
25 to 50%.
Maybe 20. Maybe. Black Friday, maybe.
Yeah. I've seen Breath of the Wild go on sale. I think one Christmas or something.
I saw it like at $39.99. And that
Mario
game is
Odyssey,
old now.
Mario Odyssey, I don't think I've ever seen on sale. And then not only that, even indie titles are more expensive on Switch than they are on PlayStation. Like on PlayStation, the games go on sale for like 80 to 90% off.
Yeah, huge.
Like
huge.
You'll get Hades for fucking $4 on PlayStation, and then pay $10 on the Switch.
Oh, and like sale, even their first party games like God of War. Well, now it's free. Yeah. It's free with PlayStation Plus.
Like, Forspoken's already on sale.
Oh yeah, but like, were you expecting anything else? I mean, like, let's be honest, man. It's not that good of a game.
That's crazy.
What makes me upset are like games like Mario plus Rabbids, Sparks of Hope going on sale already, and it's a good game, and like it's a great game. I think it's one of my favorite games. For like,
this is the second one, right?
Yeah, it's the second one.
I haven't played
it. It's phenomenal.
Really, you like them?
It's really good.
They play like good. Like
it's fun.
Like strategy RPGs.
Yes, like a good strategy. I would consider it more of a fluid.
I miss the Mario RPGs.
Like it's one of my a very fun SRPG where it's not like Fire Emblem, where
it's more wacky. It's more like wacky, fun, lighthearted.
But like not only that, there's like you have like an area of like movement. Like when you land, there's like an area.
Oh, it's like free movement, and then you do an action.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then you stay there. Like I think there's certain gear that you wear that can help you get like an extra movement or whatever. Blah blah blah. But like overall, like you move and you can kind of move within that space, and then you do your action. It's really cool. Yeah. Like it's super cool how that game plays. But like let's be honest. Like so many of these games, like they just don't. When was the last time you saw Mario Kart 8 Deluxe? go on sale. That game is.
I think I've only seen that game on sale once.
I think it's always on sale on Black Friday, but
you know what I think it is? I think
hard to.
I think you have a better chance of finding the physical edition cheaper than you do like pre-owned, cheaper than you will on sale digitally.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Whereas like vice versa on PlayStation, you can get so many games on sale like for so cheap. I feel like.
Though you know what's weird is
I go through phases where I spend a lot of time on Switch, and then a lot of time on PlayStation, and then a lot of time on PC.
Oh yeah, I have
you
go
through phases of gaming, like from PC to PlayStation to like Switch or whatever.
Yeah.
Sorry, Xbox. I just don't play Xbox.
I neither do I. I'm sorry. All the Xbox people in chat, like I'm sorry. It's just.
Yeah, rest in peace.
Yeah, it's just not that good.
Yeah, have fun with your Halo.
You gotta have a great time with Halo, and you gotta have a great time with Gears of War. Like Gears of War is a great game too.
Dude, I love watching people crack down on Gears of War. Like people they have a dedicated fan base that still play Gears of War, and they're so nasty too.
Like they're gangsters.
Because they've been playing it for a decade. They've been playing it for a fucking decade.
It's like and it's always so.
Dude, they do like crouch canceling, slide canceling, like shotgun jump. Like they do like crazy movement. Their movement is crazy. I watched TikTok.
Cracked. It's super cracked.
No, super cracked. Yeah.
I feel like it's definitely. I'm trying to think of like people that are kind of the same way.
Yeah, no hate on Xbox. I'm just a PlayStation kid.
Hey guys,
all right, okay. Metro Prime Remastered.
I bought it already.
I plan on buying it. You played the originals 1 to 3?
That's the thing is that I keep hearing that this is going to be in a line of remastered from Metroid Prime 1, 2, and 3. Like all of them are going to be remastered. From what
How much was it? 40?
40.
So they want you to spend $120.
Yes.
They really should have released the 3 of them together, remastered for $60.
But do you think they're
ready?
But
that's what they really should have done.
I don't think they're ready though.
Like those games can all fit in one Switch.
And they will probably sell it if
so greedy. They're gonna single release each one and then bulk it up and sell it again as a collection.
I don't think that they'd be able to have all. Oh, and I heard that there's a physical of Metro Prime Remastered, but it's super expensive.
Really? Like it already came out?
Hold on. Well, like talk about like
what did you? So I played. Wait. So you haven't played the original Metro Prime?
I've never played Metro Prime.
I've played all 3 of them, and I played the DS one, the Hunters. I think it's called Metro Prime Hunters or something like that. That one was badass because that one had multiplayer. The point is, Prime 1, 2, and 3. They're really great. Was it the beginning of them doing 3D? I think it might have been like the start of them doing like 3D Metroid. Because what was before Prime? Zero Mission for the Game Boy Advance? I think so. I think it was like Metroid Fusion, then Zero Mission for the Game Boy Advance, and then Prime. They jumped from like 2D side scrolling.
It's because the GameCube
first person.
Because GameCube came out.
Yeah.
Did you watch? I watched a side-by-side comparison of the two.
Oh, the remaster? I saw the thumbnail for the side-by-side comparison.
Wow.
Really? I haven't looked at it yet, yeah.
Wow. It is like night and day.
It's a badass game, bro.
That's why I'm so
The story
happy.
is good, too.
That's what I'm saying, is that I actually really like Metroid
And you
Prime.
learn about the different hunters, too. Like, different, like, it has more story. I feel like the Prime games have more story than the side-scrolling ones, the 2D ones.
But I think that's primarily because, well, have you played Metroid? No, the newer one, like the newer one on Switch.
Oh, I haven't finished it.
You haven't finished it.
That's in my backlog. I have to finish that game.
Okay, but like, did you?
Yeah.
I felt like there was a good.
What was that one again? That's a remake of Zero Mission, or is that its own thing? The latest Metroid that came out, was that its own thing?
Dread.
Metroid Dread. It's its own thing.
Yes, it's its own thing. Yeah. I think it's its own thing.
What is it said in the story? Do you remember?
I don't remember. Off the top of my head, I do not remember.
I used to know the Metroid story really well, but I forgot a lot of it. Wait. I think I can remember. Wait. Fusion. In Fusion, there's a symbiote that attaches to her suit and then creates like the Dark Clone or whatever. And then you're fighting her in Fusion. But then at the end of it, you fight... isn't there something like you make a baby or something? They made a baby of you?
I don't think so, bro.
Now there's an Emmy robot on the thing. Because you're back on the same planet that you were on before.
Yes.
In Zero Mission or Fusion?
Zero Mission.
Mission.
I think in Zero Mission.
Yeah, right?
But then again, this is hearsay because I never got to play. See, this is what happens when we have emulators. Both of us have emulators. By the way, like I think that, you know, as happy as I am that GB, like, you know,
the
GBA,
expansion pass for
all that stuff just came out. Emulators still exist, and all these things make it so much more enjoyable.
I'm not fucking paying more money to play those games.
Like I'm just saying.
Listen, unless the whole catalog of all the Game Boy games and all the Game Boy Advance games are on there, I'm not doing it. Like,
I do think Nintendo's gonna eventually get to that point I think so. Like at least the games that matter.
Dude, the best subscription service for games right now is Xbox Game Pass. They have the best one.
Yes.
Okay, like theirs is top notch.
I think that is by far.
Second to that would be like PlayStation's.
But like I love how good PlayStation's subscription thing is.
Now it's cool. I like it now.
It's getting a lot better.
Yeah.
Especially since now you can like stream. I don't like the streaming situation.
Yeah, well, the streaming situation comes from the PS Now.
Yeah.
Because it used to be PS Now, and all those games are streamed, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like I would love to like copy.
When you leave a streaming game AFK for like 5 minutes on PlayStation, it turns off.
Yeah, you're screwed.
Dude, it's so annoying.
And I want to play like Sly Cooper. I want it like hard copied on my PS5.
Yeah. Because
that game is unbelievable. But like. I only got to play the first one, and I never got to play all the other ones.
Point is, Metroid Prime.
Metroid Prime.
I want to play it. I haven't bought it yet. You played it? Are you like a couple hours in?
I haven't gotten to play it because I've been so stuck in Hogwarts. I've been so stuck in Hogwarts that I can't. This game will consume your life. Hogwarts Legacy.
No, I mean that's what it does best. Hogwarts, what it does best is that there's so many things to do and so many things to do.
Like it's incredible, but.
Continuing.
I do want to play. I do want to play Metroid Prime Remastered. It's definitely one of those games that looks great, and I know that the story is going to be good, and the gameplay looks fantastic. Like it looks so fluid. I think it's 60. I think
it's a fun game.
I think it plays at 60.
And corruption is so good. Metroid Prime 3 is so good.
Like I think it plays at 60. With like not even a
it played
dropped
well. It
frame
played well on the GameCube years ago.
Bro, I think that's what makes these games timeless, and why I'm almost certain that why they're going to be doing all of them back to back, and people are going to buy them at $40 because it's not a full price game at $59.99. That's annoying. That sucks. And the fact that they're not of course, Nintendo is a company that is going to make their money because they know that people love these games. Like that's how they make their money. They stick to their characters that people love, like Yoshi, Mario, Samus, like these characters that you grow attachments.
They exist because of their original IPs that were made like decades ago. Yeah,
and like. Some people have never played these games. Like people that were like art, like when
it also allows for new players to experience them and enjoy those same characters that we grew up playing.
Yeah, because
the generation before
was Metroid Prime the first Metroid game that was first person?
For Metroid, yeah, I believe so.
I think so.
That's what I was thinking because I think the one before that one was Zero Mission for the Game Boy Advance.
Yeah,
I think it was previously all 2D. And then it did the same jump that Castlevania did, but Metroid Prime succeeded at it, and Castlevania did not succeed at it.
Which they also talked about.
Castlevania is so much better as a 2D game, and Metroid Prime was able to hit it on the head. But
now talking about Castlevania, you did play Dead Cells, right?
Yeah. There's the new Castlevania update coming. I still have not. Dead Cells is a roguelike that I want 100%, but it's such a on Hades. I'm on Heat 10.
Okay.
On Hades, I'm on.
The last time we talked about Hades, you were on Heat 7, I think.
Yeah, I'm on Heat 10 of Hades. I think I'm done playing. I think I'm good, bro. Like I don't know how much. I think I got all the endings already. Like I haven't fully upgraded the relationships with the characters and stuff, but I think I'm good with the game.
Yeah.
Dead Cells. I'm nowhere near finishing that game. I think I've only beaten the original final boss. Like the original boss is the hand of the god, or I forgot what it's called, man.
Will this expansion make you want to jump in again?
I think so.
Will you jump in again?
Every expansion, every update to Dead Cells makes me want to play the game again.
Yeah.
But it's just whether or not I actually take the leap and get back into it.
Yeah.
All I have to do is just get on my Switch and start playing again. But
because
I'm just playing on my PlayStation at the moment, so
because it does. Did you watch some gameplay of it?
No, I mean I saw the trailer that one time, but I haven't seen it again.
Oh, you haven't seen it again since?
No.
It looks like the weapons that you get to use come from Castlevania.
That Cells does it the best, honestly.
It's so cool.
They got really
it's such a fast-paced game. It's like Castlevania on crack. It's super fast. Yeah. It moves at a mile a minute. Because that game moves at a mile a minute.
Yeah. I honestly really can't decide myself whether or not I like Hades or Dead Cells more in terms of roguelike.
I think I like.
You played Hollow Knight though, right?
Yeah.
Silk Song.
Wow.
Silk Song.
I don't think.
Melissa is so excited, my girlfriend.
But wait, hold on, because that game doesn't have a release yet.
Didn't they show in the direct?
No, I don't
there
think
was
so.
there was news about Silksong.
No way.
No, there was news about Silksong.
I don't think so.
I saw something. No, there was Silksong news, man.
After Nintendo Direct, no show.
I don't know
Did
why.
not make an appearance. I knew it because
there like.
No.
I feel like I saw something.
No, I loved Hollow Knight. That game is incredible. I like that game.
Well, I mean, okay, that's not a roguelike. That's
because I was about to say that game's not a roguelike. That's a Metroidvania. Mm-hmm. That's definitely in the realm of like a Metroid side-scrolling.
Picking hairs here, but yeah.
Yes, but like that game is definite. I feel like that game's a lot less.
You think Silksong's gonna be as good as Hollow Knight?
I think it's gonna be.
You think
harder.
It's gonna hit as hard?
I think it's gonna be harder. I think it's gonna be so much harder.
Here's my issue. It looks the same. It just looks like you're playing a different character.
With different mechanics, though. They play different.
Listen, the character can make all the difference. It really can. Of course. Because in Castlevania games, like in old school Castlevania games, like Symphony of the Night and like some of the older ones, like Dracula's Curse and stuff like that, you can play other characters. And when you unlock the ability to play the other characters once you usually like beat the game with the baseline character. Mm-hmm. And then like it incentivizes you to play the whole game again with a new character just because a new character really does switch up the game like that. Oh,
it's because it makes it like a brand new game. It makes you think about how you're approaching the game differently. Mm-hmm. So, like, for example, the only thing I can really, like, compare...
Ori and the Blind Forest.
Ori and the Blind Forest, Ori Will of the Wisp. I definitely think that...
To me, those are two games in one.
Like...
Because I played them back-to-back.
Yeah.
I literally played them, like... Because they're short games.
Yeah, they're not that long.
I played them back-to-back, and 2 does evolve on 1.
Yeah.
Like, in terms of the mechanics. Like, it makes it more flowy. You get more, like, movement capabilities in the game and stuff like that. And it's a lot more with, like, the racing and stuff like that. Like, the racing your time to beat those certain things.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
I think that...
But I kind of still see those games as, like, 2 in 1.
Well, I think that Hollow Knight, if it's going to be anywhere... Like, Silksong, if it's going to be anywhere near the capacity that the first one's going to be, it's going to have to expand on what the first one did. Just like Ori and the Blind Forest and Ori Will of the Wisp.
I think this goes really well into talking about Tears of the Kingdom.
Oh,
because I feel a lot of the same things.
Yeah.
Because not that I'm not excited for Tears of the Kingdom. I'm obviously excited for Tears of the Kingdom. But it literally just looks like Breath of the Wild 2, no? Like it. I mean,
It's because it kind of isn't
yes, you're still on the
Switch.
You're
in the same world. You're in the same
world. You're still on the Switch. You're still with the Switch's capabilities. But like aesthetically, it looks no different.
It doesn't look anything different.
It's just gonna play different mechanically because they're gonna add something with his hand. There's gonna be some new things that new powers that obviously associated.
I'm about to say, did you see some of the
powers.
things did you see some of the gameplay trailers?
Yeah, I've seen all the trailers for it.
Okay, so like for example, they have like this thing that you fly on that's a freaking drone thing.
Yeah.
This drone, whatever.
I saw on the last trailer he was riding in this cart thing, like a 4-wheel cart.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've seen the thing. You've seen the thing where there's the sky islands, and then like he zips through the bottom of the sky island to go to the top.
I think what they're doing is kind of like giving like an ode to a Skyward Sword.
Yeah, it does feel like that. Yeah.
I think they're giving it more like an ode to that. Mm-hmm. Like I don't. But here's the thing though, is that since there's no beasts, are there any beasts? Like the beasts that you have to like.
The divine beast.
Yeah, the divine beast.
No, we don't know what it's gonna be now.
That's what I'm saying. It's like so. I really want to know. First off, can you go and final boss? Can you go straight from like?
Oh, just like Breath of the Wild.
Just like the OG Breath of the Wild. Can you go to the end
who's the boss? You think the boss is Ganondorf?
You defeat Ganondorf at the end of the first.
But it's like in the trailers you see this like decrepit. Oh, okay, we're gonna get into theories right now because I know it's crazy.
This is super theory. Theory.
You see like the old wrinkled body of like Ganondorf, don't you? Isn't that what you're looking at, or is that like the dead body of someone else?
I don't know. I'm only going off memory.
What some people go crazy like looking at the trailers. Like, cause you know how there's that whole like audio in the trailer where it goes like yeah. It's like the backwards audio. People take that audio and then play it forward and like get clues from it.
No
because
way.
in the end of the last trailer they play the audio.
No way.
And then like they flip people like flip the audio and they get clues as to what the game is gonna be about.
Oh, that's so weird.
So like you can definitely look up like people who have found those, like who really go and mine those trailers for like clues.
Because like there's so many things that it could be.
I wonder if the divine beasts are still gonna be
relevant.
Yeah.
Like that, I was thinking that too, because obviously there's still like the mechs, like the mechanical thingies that you like. I mean,
it seemed like there was a clip in the last trailer where he was standing.
In the second one.
Yeah. In the last trailer that just came out in the direct, it seemed like there was a scene where he's standing on top of one of those platforms, and those arms, those mechanical arms, come out and grab him. Mm-hmm. So it seems like the robots are now again against Hyrule.
Yes.
Like they're still under Ganondorf's control.
So
or whatever evil force. Okay. It seems like it's an evil force that's driving Ganondorf still.
So I think
can't die. It's like.
So I definitely think time has passed. I don't know how much time has passed since the end of, like, because you defeat Ganondorf at the end of the first game. If you haven't played the first game, congratulations, we all defeat Ganon. That's just how this works.
Congratulations, you have a great adventure ahead of you, playing Breath of the Wild. One of the best games ever made.
I mean, it is my biggest tattoo on me.
Yeah.
It's a really great game. Dude, it's incredible. I would assume that the world has been, like, saved, at least for a little while, and then something has to have happened, but I don't know what that thing is because you've already defeated Ganon.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think it's like an evil, because it seems like in the trailers he's still a skeleton. He's like a dehydrated, like you see his wrinkles all over his body. You see what I mean in that picture right there? Yeah. So it seems like there's still like a driving, like an evil force. Mm-hmm. Like Ganondorf is not so much a person as much as he is an evil force that like drives his ambition to like take over Hyrule. Like that's kind of what it seems like to me. Or it seems like it might be some like dark past of Hyrule that like, because it seems like the islands are rising, right? Like the continents are rising from the earth.
Yeah.
So there may be some like ancient dark magic associated with Ganondorf in the core of Hyrule or something, like underneath Hyrule.
Random theory, super cool. Because, you know, Zelda games love to play with time.
True.
Like, they do A Link to the Past.
Yeah. All the games
have some type of time, some type
Oracle
of time situation.
Stuff, yeah.
What if, because obviously Ganondorf is gone. What if he's not revived per se, but time goes backwards and like he is restored again? Because like you see, like
I get
you know
what
I'm talking about.
You know, like time is being reversed.
Yes.
Until when he was still alive and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's kind of like something that like it just kind of came up in my brain. I was just like, oh, that's kind of like an interesting take on it.
Dude, what the hell? This is spoilers we're looking at. Nah, I don't want to look at it. I'll find out when I'm playing.
Oh, you know what else I'm really excited for? Because did you collect amiibos? No,
not at all.
I have like a ton of amiibos for like Zelda. I'm actually low-key.
I have the cards.
Do you have the cards?
I bought the amiibo.
Oh yeah, that's right. I remember we talking about this when we first got this game.
I went on Etsy.
Got on Etsy, dude.
And I paid $25-$30 for like literally all the Zelda amiibos, so that I would just get they're little fucking cards, like little tiny cards, and I just put it on the Pro controller. And it summons the shit, yeah.
Dude.
So look, even that thing right there says Link's arm tells its own story. So I think everything is going to be associated with the new power he has, which is that arm or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And where it comes from, the origins of it, like the powers it gives him, like that's going to be the driving force of the story, like how he gets it. Do you think he lost his arm? Do you think like his arm got cut off and he got a whole other arm?
But like, where does that happen?
It must happen at the beginning of the game, right? Because the first trailer we've seen for Tears of the Kingdom, the very first one, we see like him and Zelda going down this cave. And they're going through these ruins, remember? And then that's when shit goes down, the floor breaks, Zelda falls, and he has to go grab her and shit like that.
Yeah.
But I think, but in that trailer, that was the first trailer we ever saw Tears of the Kingdom, and that was also the first trailer where they're playing that backwards audio. And in that trailer, I think you see both of his arms still. He still has both of his normal hands.
He does.
So at some point,
when he reaches out to grab Zelda, Link still has both his arms.
So I think at some point in this game, like, we're gonna be like in the tutorial area.
Definitely.
Where like Hyrule, where like Link still has his arms. Everything is still fine. Like everything is still happy. And then there's gonna be like one thing that goes wrong. Him and Zelda have to go look for what went wrong, and that's when everything goes wrong. That's when the game really begins. And then like the continents start flying up to the sky, like. And then he gets his power up, which is his arm. That'll probably.
As we're talking about this more and more, I'm actually like it actually gives me more and more assurance that time is reversed. Like something about time is going to happen in this game. Like if you can quote me on this right here, I actually think that's like one of the things.
No, I mean that's like, dude. The Breath of the Wild dealt with time.
Yeah,
you were asleep for 100 years.
Yeah, you sleep for 100. Like I could see this happening. Like, there's some things that make that first game such a memorable thing, in that you could go to the end game right off the rip and go and fight again.
Speedrunner's dream.
Yeah, it's incredible. I really hope
Breath
that they
of the Wild
keep
was
those
a masterpiece.
things.
It really was
I
a
really think that
masterpiece.
I really hope that they keep that type of thing, those types of things, for people that really want something really challenging.
It's really tough though, man, to beat something like Breath of the Wild. Do you think it's gonna try and hit the same notes as Breath of the Wild? Like, it's gonna try and hit the same feelings you had playing Breath of the Wild again? Or you think it's gonna try something like, it's gonna try and wow you again, like in a different way?
I definitely, because we saw a couple of theories that could potentially be true. Obviously, the Breath of the Wild was definitely one of those games that's a little bit like it's new, like it's brand new. You know, a new Switch, new game, everything was new about it. So it definitely felt like when you go somewhere, you have like this huge like, oh my god, like it's unbelievable. Like you're super excited for it, like you're super happy about it. Like meeting all the cool, like the new NPCs and like going into the new towns and things. Like you have like a sense of like unrequited bewilderment of it, and you're just excited for it. I think it's going to play like how, you know how Ocarina of Time, and then you have Majora's Mask, like right after. Majora's Mask is dark.
Yeah,
it's a very dark game. I think Nintendo will do just that. It's going to be a game that is...
I mean, even Breath of the Wild seemed dark at some points because, like, they
points.
Lost. They literally lost, and
yes,
Zelda
but
has
that's
been...
in the beginning.
Zelda has been fighting off Ganondorf for 100 years by herself.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Well, with the champions.
Yeah. But, like, she's been...
But everyone gets defeated.
Yeah.
They
lost.
Yes, they lost. Like, everyone's defeated. They lost.
Yeah.
Everybody loses. Yes.
That's what makes Link such a badass, bro.
I know.
When you get those memories back as you're playing Breath of the Wild, and you get those memories of him fighting like a whole army and shit like that, it's so badass.
It's so gangster,
and then
bro.
you go and play you played Hyrule Warriors?
Yeah.
When you play Hyrule Warriors, you get to experience that firsthand, like him being a badass.
You know, I saw Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition at GameStop today, and I was like low-key very like tempted to just buy it outright.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't already have it?
No, definitive. Like, I want to get it.
Oh, like all the DLCs and shit?
Yeah, dude. Because I never got to play the DLCs.
I didn't play the DLCs.
Okay, so let's move on. Pikmin.
Are you a big Pikmin fan?
I've never played Pikmin. Apart from Pikmin, like, I've gotten to play Pikmin characters from...
Smash.
I
played Pikmin 1 and 2, completed.
Completed?
Yeah, with...
How old were you?
Dude, I beat it with my babysitter's grandson.
Is it an easy game to play?
No, bro. No, it's not.
What is it?
Because as a kid, I couldn't beat it myself.
Okay. So
as a kid, I couldn't beat it myself. I needed like an older kid next to me to like help me. Because it's like a puzzle. It's like a puzzle adventure.
Okay, give me a brief synopsis.
It's more adventure than puzzle, but the puzzle is definitely like a big part of it.
Okay.
And so it's basically like you go to an area, right, and you're like a little ant because like Pikmin are tiny. And so, like, everything around you is huge. So it's really about, like, the environment. Like, it's neat because everything around you is huge. You feel like a little bug. But you're completing all these things, and as you go on, you unlock more and different Pikmin. There's enemies, but the enemies are, like, they're, like, simple enemies. It doesn't take a lot to beat them. Yeah. You just kind of send your Pikmin at them, and they attack.
Yeah. So that's the thing, is that, like, you as, like, the ruler of these little Pikmin characters, that's what they are, right? They're Pikmin.
Yeah, you play... I forget their names, but it's like Oliver.
Yeah, it's something like that.
Oliver,
and it's like,
whatever.
I'd have to play Smash again to remember them.
And then, and then like each Pikmin holds a property. Like red is fire, white is like does something else.
I know
like
people
there's a heavy one, a light one, a lightning one, a fire one, an ice one.
No, well I heard on Pikmin 4 that the new one is the ice Pikmin.
Oh,
like,
okay.
That's like the new Pikmin that they throw at and they freeze the character like. I remember that being a big thing in the Direct. So like it's like, oh, it's
I've been meaning to play Pikmin 3, but I haven't played it yet. So I probably will just skip Pikmin 3 and might
Is
play
it on
Pikmin
Wii
4.
or do
No,
you
it's on Switch. Pikmin 3 was a Switch release.
It's a Switch game?
Like 2 years ago, yeah.
That's a Switch game?
Pikmin 3, yeah.
Loki, I'm about to buy this game on Switch today. So I can find out about this game because I've never played this game.
No, Pikmin's a really fun game.
Like that's the thing is that I've never played these games. So like, as somebody who's never played this game, what is your like initial like?
Listen, I played it when I was really young, and I really can't remember. I don't remember if it's like a co-op centric game. I think it's a game that you can play single player, but you can also play co-op.
Yeah.
I can be mistaken.
I definitely think that this game is going to be a lot more fun playing with another person. It would be really cool if, Nintendo, if your online play was a lot more.
The Pikmin video games have consistently featured multiplayer mode since Pikmin 2. Yeah. So Pikmin 1 didn't have it, but Pikmin 2 was the one to implement the second Pikmin character. Because, there's like the short, fat one. There's the Mario character and the Luigi character, basically. There's the short, fat one and the skinny, tall one.
Yep.
So the skinny, tall one got introduced in Pikmin 2, and then that's when they did like multiplayer. Oh, and Pikmin 3, the one that Pikmin 3, the latest one, was full-blown co-op. It was like full co-op.
Was it only co-op?
I know.
Online. Listen, because
it's
if
not
you're
online, the co-op local multiplayer is really fun.
Okay, so it's
co-op
local.
It seems like.
But it's not like you're playing like.
Oh, there's a main. There's a main single player mode, and then there's a 2-player story mode as well.
Dang.
So there's a story mode for single and like co-op, and there's also seems like a competitive mode too.
Because I know you want to play. I know you really want to play. Monster Hunter Rise with me on PS5.
I mean, I'm gonna play it nonetheless.
No, I know.
I've been trying to get Isaiah to buy it too, but whatever.
Is Isaiah not sold on it either?
No, I told him he could get. I told him the same thing as you. We'll talk about it, but Wild Hearts.
Yeah.
And we'll get to it. Don't worry. Pikmin. It's a great game. I'll probably play the 4th one. I didn't play the 3rd one.
Is this?
I have a lot of nostalgia with it.
Okay.
So I want to play it because I want to live my nostalgia again as a kid playing it because it was really fun.
Yeah.
I remember it being really fun and cute and like fun to play.
Okay.
But as an adult, I haven't played it, so I really don't remember.
So I kind of want to me personally. I mean, this game comes out in July 21st. Comes out July 21st. I've never played a Pikmin game ever. I don't know whether or not Pikmin 4 is going to be a game that I should jump into first.
No, you can.
I mean,
really
all of the stories,
dude, I'm sure it's not a story-centric. It's more about the puzzles, the experience. Like, I'm sure you can just start.
I'm sure I can do the same thing with Pikmin
Kirby's
3.
Returning to the Dreamland. Definitely playing that.
I was just, honest to God, I really want to know if this game is like worth buying. Because I know it's Return to Dreamland is a Game Boy Advance.
I don't remember which one it's a remake of, but I'm gonna play
I know it's a remake.
Probably.
I know it's a remake.
I haven't seen a lot about it.
No?
No. I saw the trailer from the.
What do you think about the stills for it? Oh, that's one thing that I saw that was super cool. It's giving like ode to like Planet Robobot, and I loved Planet Robobot. I freaking loved this game, but I don't know, man. Like, the problem with Kirby games is that Kirby games are so easy. They are super easy. But that's how Nintendo plays.
You want to play a fun game, but you want it to be hard too.
You just want to be challenging. You want it to be challenging.
It doesn't need to be hard. It's a baby game. It's a kid's game.
Yeah, of course. It's a kid's game.
But these games don't have hard modes. Like, these type of games don't have hard modes.
No, these games don't even have like a...
No, it just has the game. It's just the game.
It's just the game, and like, you know what it is? It's like Kirby.
It's the baby version
OP.
of Elden Ring is what it is.
Kirby is OP. Kirby is an actual boss, and everybody else is a second-rate character that you get in their way and he sucks you up and takes your power. Though I will say that...
Talk to me about Fire Emblem.
Engage? Mm-hmm. It's an SRPG, dog. You should buy it.
Yeah, we love them.
You should buy it like yesterday. You should have bought this game yesterday.
So my last Fire Emblem game was one of the ones for the Game Boy Advance. I played Fire Emblem, I think it was called 6. Sacred Stones?
Sacred Stones. It's for Game Boy Advance.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's GBA.
Sacred Sword? Or, hold on. I played 3 of them all on the Game Boy. I played 3 of them all on the Game Boy, and I played them all to completion. I love them.
Yeah, Sacred Stone was a GBA game. The Sacred Stones. Yeah, so
I played that one, and then I played one that was just called Fire Emblem.
That's probably the OOG game.
That one was the one with Roy, I think. I played one with Roy, and I played one with Lyn. Lyn is like the samurai bitch. You know what I'm talking about? She has like a blue coat.
Yes.
And she's like a samurai sword. I played one with Lyn and played one with Roy. And then I played the one for GameCube with Ike.
GameCube?
Yeah. There was a Fire Emblem for GameCube or PS2. GameCube.
You know the first game I ever played Fire Emblem?
I think it was like Fire Emblem Rising or something.
No, the first Fire Emblem game I ever played. So I didn't know anything about Fire Emblem until I played Melee.
I feel like that's how most people found out about Fire Emblem.
It was like, what the heck is Fire Emblem?
They saw how cool Marth was. They saw how cool Roy was.
And like, you don't know who these characters are. And they're like, who the heck is Marth?
That's how I found out about Roy. I loved Roy in Melee. And then I played the Game Boy game that had Roy. I found out where Roy was from. And then he was the Sacred Sword.
I think it's a Game Boy Color game.
Really? All I know is it never came out for America. I played an English patch ROM. I gave you my Retroid Pocket 2 Plus,
and it's there.
Yeah, but it's English patched. It's not like an OG American game. It's like an English patch.
Oh, is that why some?
It's the same thing like Mother 3. It never got localized.
That's why. Oh, so that's why like some of the language, like some of the language
Sacred
things.
Stones. I think this one.
That's why some of the language stuff is like kind of off.
No, it's not that one.
Like when you read the dialogue, it's kind of like weird. So like.
Yeah, but I love Fire Emblem. I haven't played any of the new DS ones. The first DS one was what, Awakening?
Yes.
And then after that was Three Houses?
Yes.
Is Engage good?
Is
it as good as the other two?
So when it comes to actual gameplay, it plays a lot like Awakening, but expanded. Mm-hmm. I think the story in Awakening is more for a 3DS game, is more encapsulating than Engage. Three Houses is like a masterpiece.
In my opinion, the Fire Emblem games were never like great for story.
Yeah, but
I haven't played the DS ones. I haven't played the DS ones.
But did you play Three Houses?
No. Yeah, I haven't played those.
No, Three Houses is unbelievable. It's like a masterpiece. Really? It is a masterpiece. Engage is good, but it's not.
Wait, wasn't there another one? Wait, which one's the one with Chrom? Awakening?
I played with Chrom.
Which one's the one with Robin?
I think Three Houses.
And Byleth? That Byleth is Three Houses. No? Whatever. Point is, you're liking Engage?
Yeah. It's awesome. It's freaking dope. Like, it's a lot of...
How long are these RPGs?
Long.
These are long?
Think JRPG long.
I heard that Engage doesn't have as good of, like, a character relationship that Three Houses did.
Exactly.
Yeah? Three Houses was better on the whole... Three Houses was better on the social aspect than, like, Engage is...
I think apart from... Like, it kind of... Like I said, it expands on a lot of like what Three Houses did right, but it doesn't reach that pinnacle of like it's the problem with any type of sequel to a game that's unbelievable. Like that's a masterpiece. Three Houses is that masterpiece. It's unbelievable and it plays super well and it's super fun and all the mechanics for it are super well thought out and like it's very fluid. Like it plays just like Awakening. You get into like that moment where you're fighting them and it zooms in and like oh man, I love that shit. When I played Awakening,
what I liked about the games a lot is the critical hits. The critical hits are the best. They do special animations for the critical hits too? Yeah. I used to go on YouTube, dude. I used to go on YouTube and watch fucking Game Boy Advance. The little sprites. I would watch like an animator showcase of all the critical hits of all the characters on the Game Boy Advance games.
It got me so
It would show all the critical hits for all the weapons, and I would just watch that shit because it was so cool.
Like
the animations in the battle are really cool, and that's why I like it because it adds more to the strategy RPG aspect. Because strategy RPG is always seen as so like simple and boring because it's just like micromanaging. You just move a character here. You select attack, it attacks, it does this little animation, it happens. Yeah. But it's like Fire Emblem's cooler because it has like a little showcase. Yeah. Like goes to a little screen and it shows a little thing, and you can always skip it, right?
Yeah. And that's why I'm really excited to see how Advance Wars does. The 1-2 reboot.
Oh, Advance Wars.
You played
them originally?
Well,
as a kid?
Well, I played Advance Wars, the first one.
Yeah.
As a kid on the GBA.
Yeah.
And we got to play it I don't know if you got to play it on your Retro Pocket, but I have it on my Retro Pocket.
I played it originally. I bonded with like one of my first friends I ever made in elementary school was over Advance Wars. Like he had a Game Boy Advance, I had a Game Boy Advance. All I had at the time was Final Fantasy Tactics.
Yep.
And he had Advance Wars. Oh. And I'm like, what's Advance Wars? And I'm playing. I'm like, dude, this plays just like Final Fantasy Tactics. like
there were so many SRPGs on the Advance.
Yeah.
Which is kind of crazy.
Pokemon Mysterious Dungeon. Yeah.
Like that was the first. Well, actually, I never played Mysterious Dungeons on that. The way I played them was on my Retro Pocket. Like that's how I played mine. Like I never got to play them, and then like when it came out on Switch, I played it there, and it plays just like it.
I only ever played the originals,
and it's a lot of fun. Like just in general, it plays like it's super fun. It's very fast, especially like when you start doing things on like turbo mode, bro. Those things fly. You're like running through these dungeons like super quick.
No, but Advance Wars is nice too because it has that whole little animation thing.
Yeah.
Where it goes into its own little scene.
That's what I'm saying.
And then it shows them shooting and shit.
That's why I'm really excited for Advance Wars. Is that I really hope it really encapsulates that sense of how we were playing it it when we were kids. Like that's what I think will make that game like a masterpiece, like a very high def, very polished version of Advance Wars and Advance Wars 2, which I never got to play, but I only hear great things about Advance Wars 2.
They're super fun.
Like those games are phenomenal. What else came out on
Tell me about Professor Layton, because this is a series that I've tried to get into in the past. Like I had a friend that lent me a Professor Layton game for the DS forever ago, and I just I didn't even play it. I gave it back to him and just didn't even play it.
So before we start talking about Professor Layton, we talked about Ace Attorneys before we hopped in on this right? And the way I jumped into are
those games similar, by the way? I haven't played either one of them.
Do you know that on the 3DS there is a crossover between Professor Layton and Ace Attorney?
That's why I get them confused.
Dude, there's a crossover for those games.
That's funny.
Professor Layton, I believe, is a point and click. Ace Attorney is like
more dialogue.
It's more about
it's more like a making the right decisions.
Yeah.
Okay.
Obviously, for any Ace Attorney game, like if you played Ace Attorney, like it's really obvious because they make it super obvious to be like, he's the bad guy. Like these are the clues that that point out to the fact that he's like the bad guy. So like Ace Attorney is like you are the person judging these characters. Detective Layton is a detective, so like you pick things out in the world, and you're kind of going through clues, like trying to see like what in them get like kind of be like, oh, what has happened here. And for people that really like point and clicks,
people like the series.
Like it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun, and it's very.
I grew up playing point and click games, flash games.
Like what?
On Newgrounds.
Like what?
Like, did you ever go on Newgrounds?
Yeah, of course I went on Newgrounds. Yeah, but like what games did you play?
Just flash games, like point and click flash games that people would create, like those point and click, like mystery games. I used to love them. They're like mystery murder games, and you have to like point and find out the clues, and then you like collect the items, and you use the items later on to solve puzzles. Yeah, I get it. I get it. I've played those games in the past. I've just never played Professor Layton.
So a lot of these games are like, so the Professor Layton series came out on DS and then 3DS. I think that's where like the debut was. I mean, if you're like if you're a real OG and you played this on DS, like you're a real OG, like you really know about this guy. But like I never played it on DS. I played it on 3DS, and it was a lot of fun because of like the 3D aspect. You're really going through the environment and like really picking out things and seeing like what like you like. I think it's kind of easy in that you don't leave an area until like you know how when you've combed through everything. That's it. And, like you can continue on. You talked like the dialogue options when you're talking to like the cops, and like it's a lot of fun. Like it's so quirky. And like the art style is super quirky.
Yeah, the art style is very nice.
Like the art style for it is beautiful.
It's very, very nice.
Like it's super. Like this is a very polished version because it's on Switch. Yeah. Like, and of course, like it's gonna be
from what I understand, the story in these games is pretty good too. Like the whole mystery aspect and like what it ends up leading to. Because I remember my friend who lent me one of the DS ones. Like he even told me like I may be misremembering, but I think he even told me like, "Oh, I cried at the end of this game. Like it was awesome."
Oh, like that?
Like
I never played.
He told me it was like, "Oh, like it got emotional at the end. Like it was good." And I've seen reviews of people talking about the game where people like are really into the story of it. I've just never given it a try, I guess.
So the game I really want to eventually end up buying is Professor Layton and the Miracle Mask. Actually, for some reason, this thing is down on price. I thought it would cost more. It's $69 or $66. When I first found this game, it was over $100. That's a lot for a DS game, for a 3DS game. Yeah. Like, granted, I know the eShop is closing in March. For anybody who has a DS,
has it closed
3DS,
already? I thought it already closed.
It's in March. So for anybody who owns a 3DS, get your games, get your digital copies of some of these games, because it's gonna be really depressing when it goes down. Like it's gonna be super depressing. But Professor Layton and the Miracle Mask is one of those games that like I can't wait to play, because it's all about like the puzzles and like figuring out puzzles, finding out what's in the world, like looking for things, looking for clues. But more importantly, it's a puzzle game. The clues that you find in the world, you're using them to like solve puzzles. and like that's what makes this game a lot more fun. And obviously, the only thing that really pushes that is like the story. So like the story is going to be really engaging. And so for people who like story, who like games that are puzzle games, like this is going to really scratch that itch that a lot of games just don't got. Like apart from like Monkey Island, like if you ever played Monkey Island.
Oh my god.
Yeah, man. Like that's
Monkey Island.
Yeah, like the Monkey Island game that came out.
Am I thinking of the same game?
Yes.
Like it's an old game.
Yes, but there's a new release for it.
Really? Like it used to be on the PS2 or something.
No, it first came out on PC.
Really?
Yes. I think this game is like a
but this is a point and click adventure, yeah.
Yes, this is a point and click adventure.
Yeah, I mean I think I don't know. Okay, the point and click genre is super old.
Yeah.
But the point and click games I know is King's Quest.
Okay, it plays just like that.
Yeah, King's Quest. Like those are old. Those are old. Yeah.
Those are old.
Those are for like the Commodore 64 and shit like
Escape from Monkey Island came out originally in 2000. Monkey Island,
King's Quest and Space Quest. Space Quest was so good. Oh my god.
So The Curse of Monkey Island came out. That is the first Monkey Island game that came out in 97. I was born in 1991. Yes, I am that old. That game is old, bro. That game is actually kind of old. Monkey Island 2 came out in 91. Bro, this came out when I was born.
Yeah.
Bro, I think I wasn't even a thought when this game came out. You know, it has a 10... Bro, it's a 10 out of 10 on Steam.
Really?
Like, it's an 8.9 on IGN. That is a 9 game. You know what 9 game came out? Hogwarts Legacy. What?
That's just as good as Hogwarts Legacy. That's so funny.
This game is as good. It's a point and click adventure game.
No, but I had heard of Monkey's Island.
And it's just as good as Hogwarts Legacy. That's how good these games are. Like that, I would argue that.
Have you actually played the new King's Quest? They got remade. It was like a collection of games for the PS4.
Oh, it's for PS4. Mm-hmm. I never played it.
It's like a remastered version of King's Quest. It's pretty cool.
So I know you wanted to talk about this. We'll talk about it. Sea of Stars, my dude.
Sea of Stars.
Sea of Stars.
Yeah. No, that's gonna be great.
What are you most excited for?
Javier and I are both big RPG fans.
Huge.
We're both big Chrono Trigger fans.
Huge.
Classic JRPGs all the way. That's what I was raised on.
Yep.
Sea of Stars, I'm very excited for.
Bro, the way this game looks.
It's very Secret of Mana, very Chrono Trigger.
At this point, I'm going to put it to put it on screen for you all to see it. It is a beautiful game. The sprites in this game.
Yeah, I love
the way things look in this game.
It looks so good.
Oh my god, the combat in this game.
Yeah. The music composer is the same composer for Chrono Trigger, the Xenoblade series. Yeah, the music's gonna be good. The art style already looks amazing, and the combat based off the trailers looks good. Already.
All that needs to happen is to make sure that this. Oh, it's from the creators of The Messenger. Did you ever play The Messenger?
No.
Oh my god. Okay, go on to your Switch today. Before you jump on any game, play The Messenger. That game is a masterpiece.
Really? Is it an RPG? Like,
it's a Metroidvania.
Oh yeah.
So if you like, well, obviously you like Metroidvania. But
I've never heard of it.
Messenger? What?
I've never even heard of it.
Okay, so everybody can roast Chris in the comments. But this game is a masterpiece. But like obviously, Sea of Stars is going to be beautiful. Like I'm not.
No, we're looking at the trailer right now, side by side. Yeah, it looks amazing,
bro.
It looks so good. Yeah,
Chrono Cross,
guest composer, yeah. No, it looks super good, yeah.
Oh, man. You know what? So there's a moment in this trailer where, like, you go up towards, like, like, somebody that's, like, battling and, like, immediately starts the battle, like, right off.
Yeah. Chrono Trigger started that with its whole... Well, Secret of Mana does it as well.
I was about to say, Secret of Mana does that.
It's like...
But it's not...
It's not turn-based, but it's, like, action.
I was about to say, it's not like action because, like... There's no load
There's
time.
Still a wait system. There's still a wait system.
It's not like Pokemon in the sense that like you're like.
It's not turn based. It is turn based because you choose an option and then it does it.
But like there's no like, how in Pokemon where
it's no random encounter. Yeah, it kind of just starts.
Like you see it.
Like the enemy just pops out or the enemy is already there and then you walk up to the enemy and then it just starts in place.
It's kind of like Pokemon Arceus. We just see something in like
it would be like the newer Pokemon games.
Like
where like you see it and then you just walk up to it and the battle starts.
And then everything just happens.
Yeah.
That I hope most encounters when you're playing RPGs like this start like this because it makes everything so much more fluid.
The remake to Secret of Mana 2 or 3, Trials of Mana, that got remade for the PS4, that one's like that too.
Yeah.
You never played Trials of Mana?
No. I never played any of the Mana games. Did you play any of the Mana games?
All of them.
Oh, you played them all. Oh, I remember us talking
Secret
about
of Mana, Legend of Mana, Sword of Mana,
Yeah.
Children of Mana for the Game Boy. I played them all.
Yeah, I remember all of us.
I played them all. I've even played all the bad ones that have been like on the PlayStation. Like the good ones are the classic ones.
Yeah.
The ones for Super Nintendo, the ones for PlayStation 1, like the classic ones are the good ones. The ones that even the Game Boy ones aren't even that great. Like Children of Mana and Sword of Mana aren't.
So which ones were re-released for
Legend of Mana?
Legend of Mana.
Legend of Mana was originally PlayStation 1, and then it got remade to Switch and PlayStation 4. And then Trials of Mana. Okay, here's the crazy history. Seiken Densetsu is what Secret Mana is in Japanese.
Okay.
And I believe there is Seiken Densetsu 1, 2, and 3. Secret of Mana 1 is Secret of Mana. Seiken Densetsu 2, I think, is Secrets of Evermore, which is a different game entirely. And then there's Seiken Densetsu 3, which is Secret of Mana 3, which they then retitled Trials of Mana, which got re-released just recently in like 2020, 2021 for PlayStation 4.
I was about to say, is like, which one and the one... Because I haven't downloaded...
Listen, the best ones, Trial of Mana that just got re-released, play that one. Legend of Mana that just got re-released, play that one.
Okay.
And OG Original Secret of Mana, badass. You can buy the collection on Switch.
Though I have one of the
Secret of Mana collection?
No, the SNES.
Like the SNES Classic has Secret of Mana?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, play it on that. It'll be the best experience.
Bro, I'm about to say, it's like playing it experience on that hardware with the controller.
It would be a better experience on that.
With that controller, forget it. Like it's like playing it like on an OG SNES.
Secret of Mana 1, like to this day, is still such a good RPG to play.
But like, okay, so for example,
and this pulls inspiration from it. I mean, literally,
I'm about to say,
when I look at Sea of Stars, I literally see Secret of Mana
because
like the environment,
there are some things. It's
the art style. It's just the feel of the game.
Yeah,
the way the characters move, the way the sprites move, the way the action looks and feels.
Yeah,
like it just has a Secret of Mana / Chrono Trigger vibe to it.
But like in such a humongous
scale.
Dude,
it looks beautiful.
Enormous scale, bro.
Yeah, like this is
like, look at the water. No,
it looks really pretty.
Oh my god.
Even like
when you're surrounded, when you get ambushed, it looks incredible. Like you are actually surrounded. Like I love that. I love the fact that when you are ambushed, we should play this live. Straight up, we should play this live.
We should. I would love to play this live.
I'm super down to do that.
I'm such a big fanboy for RPGs like this that like it's my dream.
It like tickles such good feelings. Yeah. Like it's enormous. Like it definitely gives me like Final Fantasy Tactics Advanced vibes. But like with such nice sprite work, like look how beautiful it looks. Like it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Like
I love that little attack. That little attack that they show one of the main characters do, where like you bounce the attacks off the enemies.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. That's really
cool.
That
kind of gives me like
because Chrono Trigger does not specifically that, but Chrono Trigger has those combo attacks.
Yeah.
Like you do the X slash or like different tornado spins, and you hit multiple enemies.
And it hits them for weakness, and it gets them like
it adds variety to the turn-based RPG genre, because if not, it would just be turn-based RPG. Just select a thing, it does the thing.
Not that that's a bad thing. It's just like it
just adds flavor.
Yeah,
it makes it unique. It makes it its own.
I definitely feel like this definitely has a lot more Chrono Trigger vibes than anything. Mm-hmm. Like it definitely gives me like Chrono Trigger sense with like the boat like going throughout the different worlds, like that. There's like I think there's an overworld. I think you go throughout the overworld and you're like, and then within that
it's gonna be very classic JRPG.
Yeah,
there's gonna be an overworld. You go into a town. It's gonna be dungeons. It's gonna be
there's so much to explore.
It literally looks like Chrono Trigger's overworld.
Yeah, I'm about to say it's like it definitely gives me a lot more Chrono Trigger vibes than anything else. Mm-hmm. Like, and then you go into that world and then you explore different things. Yeah, but I think the exploration. So cool. I really hope exploration kind of gives me more sense of like a Octopath, because like exploration. Like you kind of go back and forth. Like you trying to find different things. Like you learn different skills, and then you backtrack, and then you find out more new things, and like that's what like it gives more utility to the game. Like it really gives more to do within it. By the way, I think there's a demo out for this game.
There's a demo of Sea of Stars?
Yeah. Like
no.
Look at this.
Download. Oh my god.
We
gotta end this podcast. We gotta end the podcast.
Honestly, I'm about to honest to God, like go onto my Switch and download this demo.
No. I really didn't even know there was a demo.
I haven't downloaded a demo since like maybe 2004.
I downloaded a demo for Forspoken.
Did you?
Yeah,
is that why you knew this game was gonna be trash?
That's why I knew Forspoken was gonna be trash. God. I played the demo, of course.
Oh my god. I'm so upset now. I'm so upset. I dropped 60 on this. No, 70. I dropped 70 on this game.
As far as Nintendo Direct goes, that's like pretty much the things we care about, right? I mean, the biggest things we care about.
I mean,
Octopath
Traveler. They talked more about Octopath Traveler 2.
Obviously, yeah.
They dropped the demo for it. It's gonna be super dope.
Yeah, I'm obviously looking for it. We can talk about Octopath Traveler 2 as well, but just the sprite work looks amazing. The combat looks good. Did Octopath Traveler do this thing where they did the attacks, the screen would move to the character and it would do this own little animation? Because I feel like they're doing that now in 2, but they didn't do that in the first one. Whatever.
I have to rewatch it.
There's the Etrian Odyssey collection.
Yes. I'm so excited for this. I went to GameStop today to see if
I haven't played any of them.
There's no physical.
Really?
I don't think so.
I haven't played any
I'm gonna look real quick. But did you ever play it?
No.
Okay, so
I mean, they just I don't know what it is about Etrian Odyssey. It always just seemed like a Dragon Quest like a clone or like Persona as well.
Dude,
like because the way it is like you don't see your characters.
It's a Persona.
You only see the enemies.
It's a Persona Q type of game.
You only see the enemy, and then when you do an attack, you just see the slash on the enemy, right? But then there's like base building stuff involved in the game as well, right? It's a dungeon diving game.
Yes,
like you dive into a dungeon, and it's like.
I think that's a little bit different than what I'm thinking of. So when you're playing Persona Q or Persona Q2, you go into the dungeon and you're doing it first person, and then you kind of see the bad guy and you go up to them and then you initiate a battle sequence, and that battle sequence is done in third person. I don't know if Etrian Odyssey is going to be third or first person.
Like the collection.
Oh, it is first person.
It is
you
first person.
only see the.
Yeah, it's like Dragon Quest or like the.
Yes. Okay.
Or like the Mother series.
But dungeon crawling, like how Persona Q does it.
Yeah, where, it's like tiles. It's tiles.
Where you draw everything
yeah.
out. Mm-hmm. I never thought that I would say that I enjoyed that, but I really enjoy it on 3DS.
I mean, it looks fun.
It's a lot of fun on 3DS.
I bet it is.
Like, it's a lot of fun.
Listen, there's just so many RPGs you can play.
Yeah.
And
huge. Tons.
And no disrespect to the Etrian Odyssey, I think I'm good on RPGs. Like, I think
we're going to have plenty to do.
I have so much.
But I'm getting this game because
But I like the collection because the collection gives me an excuse to go back and play the other ones, I guess.
Yeah. Because it gives you all of them.
Yeah, but...
It gives you all of them. Oh, I don't know if it's all of them. I think it gives you 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't remember. I have to read a. Okay, here we go. Etrian Odyssey, HD 2 and 3. They're all HD remasters, and they look great. They look unbelievable.
What about
Bro, what I'm really excited.
You're excited for the Bayonetta game?
Yes, Bayonetta Origins looks so freaking good. We got more gameplay. Like we got more gameplay showcase for it, and I never thought that I would think of Bayonetta in that aspect.
So what is it now? It's like because it has a whole different style now.
Yes,
and it's a prequel. It's like of her how she got her powers.
Yes.
Okay. I haven't played Bayonetta 2 and I haven't played Bayonetta 3 yet.
But you have played Bayonetta.
I played Bayonetta 1, completed it twice actually.
Wow.
On the original Xbox. Wow. It's 360.
So Bayonetta.
I loved it because I love Devil May Cry. Huge
Devil May Cry.
I love Devil May Cry.
Huge. Like it's definitely a good game. So obviously so it's like a water painting.
Oh, it's watercolor.
Watercolor.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a watercolor type game.
Is the combat still the same, or is it different now? Is it still like action beat 'em up, like?
Yes.
And it's on Switch.
Yes. So
exclusively Switch.
I actually think so. I think that this game is going to play.
Oh well, Bayonetta is now Switch. Yeah, that's right.
So actually, I think that this game is going to play, like combat wise, maybe not as fast, but it's giving me Hades vibes. So it's like attacking, like Hades style, but with a little bit.
Because it looks overhead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that
there was a Switch action RPG that came out not too long ago that reminds me of this new Bayonetta game. I don't know if you remember the title of it. It has the same type of art style. I feel like it wasn't that big though, and it was like an action RPG. I don't know what it's called. But he had different weapons, like a scythe.
But it definitely has like a sense of like you're reading a story. Like
and it was like a Japanese on Miyoji or something. It was like Miyoji. It was like a Japanese title. I'll find it. Keep talking.
But this definitely has like one of those like story, like you're being read like a story, like a fairy tale, and like they kind of like go through Bayonetta's backstory from like a fairy tale point of view, which I think is super cool. It kind of gives me like a Kingdom Hearts type of feel, where like the art style for it, like you know how like you go through all the different like.
It's very like magical.
Yeah, it's very magical
mystical,
kind of like.
Yeah, I get you.
So I definitely feel like it has like
Oninaki is what it's called. Because it looks like this, and it looks very similar to the new Bayonetta game that's coming out. It came out like last year or something.
Does it play? Is it on PS4?
You see? Doesn't it look like somewhat?
Oh,
similar?
kind of. Okay.
You see, like it looks similar, and it's just like an action RPG.
What else is there? Like that, definitely one of the games I already pre-ordered.
I want to talk about a couple PlayStation things.
Okay.
One, and if anything, we can just end the show on these two topics.
Okay.
The DualSense Edge controller.
Are you getting it? Do you have it?
I don't have it.
Okay.
Are you getting it? Do you want to get it?
Do you know that Dorian has it?
Dorian has it?
Dorian pre-ordered it. Or he pre-ordered it.
A friend of ours at work.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he pre-ordered it. He told me that. So all these. Okay. So obviously, when you're buying a third-party controller, they're not gonna work like first.
Oh, the DualSense is first party.
Yes. Yeah. So like, for anybody that plays competitively, getting a third-party controller is just. Like, the connectivity is never as good as first party.
Do you know how many Mad Catz PS2 controllers I went through growing up?
Probably a lot.
I went through like 5-6 Mad Catz controllers for my PlayStation 2.
Do you play competitive
like
that? Do you play competitive?
No, dude. It's just like eventually GameCube controllers just go to shit, bro. Especially third-party controllers, they go to shit.
Yeah, they're pretty bad. Granted.
And the best thing about the DualSense Edge,
apart from like,
is that you can replace the joystick.
Oh yeah, you can
take the joystick out and replace it.
Yeah.
Listen, controller drift. Why is it a thing? Why is joystick drift still a thing?
Because
why are we dealing with this?
Because there's no some people just don't want to use magnets. Maybe it costs more.
I have 2 PS5 controllers that I can't use. Yeah, they're impossible to use.
Yeah.
I go into a menu and my fucking cursor's going all over the place because I have joystick drift on both of my PS5 controllers.
On both of them?
Both of them. I had to buy a third. I have a third PS5 controller.
I actually traded in one of my old PS5 controllers because I had stick drift, and I had like the ones I have now don't have it because they're newer. Like I couldn't do it. I couldn't deal with it. Like it was like the red. Bro. It was the red DualSense. I can't deal with it at all. The
moment it starts happening, I buy a new controller.
Yeah, I hate it. I can't do it. I cannot do it. So there's no stick drift.
Well, there's no stick drift because if there was, you could just replace it.
Yeah, but is it worth?
What is it, like 4 more buttons? You have like 2 more back buttons or something? Listen, bro, honestly, I don't think it's worth $200.
Is it $200? I thought it was $250. I thought it was $250.
No, $200. Almost triple the price. A regular PS5 controller is $70, right? 70?
Yeah.
80?
Yeah.
So it's almost triple the price of a regular.
$200. Out the box.
And honestly, I don't like the shiny. I think the original PS5 controller.
I think it looks nice.
I think the matte finish looks better than the shiny finish.
I think they'll come out with some new additions to it.
Yeah,
I think
I'm sure they will.
Probably like a black.
But
I just all the different colors.
I don't like shiny on controllers just because like the fingerprints get on it, and then the fingerprints are super visible.
Yeah.
Matte is just so much better. I feel like in my hands it feels better.
And aesthetically, it just looks better.
And then it doesn't like your fingers don't stick to it, like whatever.
Yeah.
But
I think 200 for a controller is a little bit expensive.
It's a lot of money, bro.
It is a lot of money. But for a pro controller, I mean, people spend a lot more money for a pro controller.
I'm not doing it.
I mean, true, but like for people that play competitively,
I guess for people who play first person shooters,
who play COD
competitively, yeah, sure.
This is I was gonna say, it's like, this is definitely, and like there are comparisons online, you can check them out yourself. It may not have all the bells and whistles that the other controllers have, but let's be honest, the PlayStation controller is good. It may not be as good as an Xbox Series controller, because I have had an Xbox One X,
Pro controller,
not an Xbox Series X, but I've had the Xbox One X, and I've played with their controllers. Ergonomically, it's some of the best controller I've ever played in my life. Really? It's incredible. No, I've never played with their pro controllers. Dude, I missed DualShock. The OG DualShock. The OG DualShock.
Where when it wasn't fat and it was just skinny hands.
But you have to hold, like, I have like an OG PlayStation controller.
Dude, I have them at my house too. Yeah, they're awesome. I love touching them. They're awesome.
I hate the OG PlayStation controller.
I love them, bro.
Like, DualShock.
They're hard to hold though, because they're like so skinny. The way
they're like skinny up, and then they're like kind of
it protrudes
thin,
out.
Like, it's weird in the hand. The DualShock controller arguably is the best controller I've ever held.
On another PlayStation note, the VR2.
Are you getting it?
Dude,
I'm like this close to buying it.
Dude, I hate
Hold
that.
on. I need to pull up the library. I'm gonna pull up the library right now.
Pull up the video game, the PlayStation VR library, because that's my biggest gripe with it, bro. Like, I just don't see the point in getting a console VR. I'd rather spend the thousands of more money to get a PC VR and get access to all the VR games, rather than be excluded out from the whole library of VR games.
Okay, so here's like anything PlayStation. When it comes to PlayStation games, when it comes to PlayStation versus Xbox versus Switch, first party is what wins. The first party releases, the things that say only for PlayStation VR, that's what's gonna sell these things. Horizon Call of the Mountain. Have you watched the trailer for it?
No, I didn't.
It looks unbelievable.
Dude, but it looks I'm not gonna buy a VR2 just for that, though.
No, but there's more to it than just that. That's the thing.
Okay, so
is that it is more than just
initial release. I'm not buying.
Initial release.
I only got a PSVR.
Yes, because you bought. That's the thing.
I got the bundle.
You bought a PSVR. That's the thing. Is that I'm almost sold on this, and there's still games that are coming out. Like, there's a PSVR. There's Horizon Call of the Mountain. I think it's a 20-hour game. I think it's a 25-hour long game.
I just got to see more games. I got to see more compatibility.
There's Resident Evil Village.
Did you
play Resident Evil Village?
No, I haven't played it.
You haven't played it? You want to keep? I have a copy.
The last one I played was 7. I played Resident Evil 7.
Do you only have a disc version or a digital version?
Of what?
Of your PS5.
I have the discless. I have the digital.
You have the digital? Man, I can't even give you my Resident Evil Village, dog.
I have the digital PS5.
Well, I'm upset with you.
I know.
It's super good. I can't believe that they're sending out No Man's Sky for PSVR.
What else?
I can't even believe that PSVR.
Dude, everything else on here is garbage, bro. Like,
what do you mean? You have to watch these games, dude. You have to watch them.
Javi,
did you play Moss? I hear it's a great.
Javi, you know what I want to play? I want to play Beat Saber with mod support, so I can play every song that people put for mods on Beat Saber, and that's what I want to play. I don't want to play first title games on my PlayStation VR. I want to play that fucking stupid ass swinging monkey game that I see people on TikTok playing on VR. I want to play VR chat. I want to play stupid shit, bro. Like, I don't care about this first person VR shit.
Okay,
because
so for me,
I think the VR games that matter are the small ones. The ones that, like, there's a lobby and a server with fucking 10 random kids in it across the world, and they're all playing this stupid weird game. Those are the VR games I want to play.
Okay, so
like the Roblox of the VR world.
Oh, I can't play Roblox.
That's what I want to play, because, like, you know how Roblox has all the servers with mod supports. Like, there's games within Roblox. That's what I want to play. I want to play VR where it's just like,
what about like
people playing in an open space? You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to play like these. Like, the Horizon game, I'm sure it's going to be good. I'm sure it's going to be beautiful to look at. I'm sure it's going to be fun to play. But it's not like what I want from VR. What I want from VR is the connectivity of being in a virtual reality with like other people and playing an online game.
Oh, so
I want to be in another world. You get me? Like I don't want to play a single player experience that's all around my head. I want to play in another world with other people.
So like, for me, I'm a little bit different. So what I wanted, like, so for example, the reason why I didn't buy a PlayStation VR to begin with was because I didn't think that their gameplay experiences, because like let me be honest, like I'm not really that much of like a connective gameplay kind of person, like in that like I don't play with people all that much. Like there's some games that I play a lot with with people, but like there's some like for example, like I play Call of Duty with my brothers and like those things, whatever. But like when it comes to like gaming, like in general, I play a lot by myself, like which is why like Hogwarts Legacy, I'm like engrossed by it. But PlayStation VR,
I like single player too, but
like PlayStation VR, like I never felt like there were experiences that I could jump in and it'd be like more than 4 hours. Like we play games.
That's what I hate, when we play games. VR games don't feel like
long. They don't feel long.
That's the thing.
You can spend hours in.
A VR game feels like you're going to a movie to watch an experience.
Yes.
That's what it feels like. It doesn't feel like, oh my god, I just got a new RPG game. I'm going to sit down for 10 hours today and lose myself in this RPG game.
Yes.
And like be engrossed in the story, grind for a little bit, get all this equipment. A VR game doesn't feel like that. And that's my gripe with it. Like I want a VR game to feel like this. Like I could lose myself in it.
You don't know how many hours you're spending playing this game.
Exactly.
I think
VR games seem super limited. They seem so like.
But the thing is that with PlayStation VR 2, I think they're making that commitment to making longer experiences that are not just something that you play and feel like it's like a movie where it's 2.5 hours and you're done. Like, I think they want it to be like that, where it's like you spend 30 hours, 40 hours, 40 hours in a game is a long time for like any game. Like that's like reaching on that brink moment where you're like hitting like RPG type like hours.
But this is okay. So this is their selling point right now. Their biggest selling point is Horizon Call of the Mountain.
Well, that is like the first party game.
Gran Turismo, Resident Evil Village.
And Resident Evil Village. Obviously they have No Man's Sky, Star Wars for anybody who's like a big Star Wars fan.
But this is literally
this is I'm kind of excited for. Moss 2. Those are very good third party games that are really good.
The PSVR catalog was like under like 50
Jurassic World Aftermath is a game that is a survival game, like a survival horror type game, because like you're hiding from like different dinosaurs that hunt you, shit like that. I thought that was really cool. What was
These are all more?
Yeah, there are more of them. There's actually like I think there's like 30 plus games that are going to be on there off rip first like day one.
Yeah, but you still need to buy the games. You don't have them just having VR too, right?
Yes, apart from like if you buy the bundle, I'm like honestly, I'm off after this podcast. I think I'm buying. I think I'm doing.
How much is it? 400? No way.
Like I think it's more. I think it's more.
No way, bro. I'm not doing it.
I think it's more. I'm not. Honest to God, it is more. It's $600. I think I'm gonna get it. I think I'm doing it. I gotta do it before I get married, though. It's like I have to do it before I get married. That's a lot.
Javi, but this is what I'm saying. You wouldn't rather spend like another $300 to get like a PC one where you have access to like such a huge like
here's
a bigger library.
Here's another thing that I
probably a better VR system than PlayStation's.
But here's the thing: is that for a lot of people in general who for us we're bartenders. We bartend like on a regular, so we make good amount of money. But the thing is, like, and we can afford. Not
everyone has a gaming PC. I get it.
I was not all of us can get a gaming PC.
I get it. But it's just like
yes.
This is the most affordable option for VR.
For VR,
no,
this is
the most affordable. Most affordable would be Quest 2 probably.
I'm about to say Quest 2 is probably like the best when it comes to like.
But listen, this is what I'm saying.
Okay, here we go.
The Quest 2 has way more games than PSVR is ever gonna have. Like the Quest library is enormous. It has so many VR games, and I just feel like there's just so much more fun to be had than there is. Dude, I got my PlayStation VR, the original one, as a bundle. Like, I had gotten it for like $100 or something because I got it with my PS4 Pro. When I got a PS4 Pro, I got it as a bundle. Like, oh, you get the VR system for like $100 more and these 2 games. I'm like, fuck it, $100 more, I get a VR system and 2 games. And the 2 games was Resident Evil 7 and another VR game like Back 4 Blood. No, wait, that was the Left 4 Dead game.
Yeah, it's the Left 4 Dead
game. It was some VR game for PS4. I don't know, it was some purple cover or something. Point is, all I did with it, I played Super Hot VR, which was the most fun I had in VR.
I was about to say, it's like that game is really good.
Super Hot VR was the most fun I had. Beat Saber and Resident Evil 7. Those are the 3 games I played. I had a lot of fun with Resident Evil 7.
Yeah, you told me about it.
I had a lot of fun with I had some fun with Beat Saber. Beat Saber, you're limited because on PC for VR, there's mod support. So there's endless amounts of music you can listen to with endless amounts of levels you can play.
Yeah, of course.
On PlayStation, Beat Saber, it's 30 songs, 40 songs.
Really?
That's it, bro.
Wow.
You want more songs? You gotta buy more songs. You gotta buy packages of songs.
Oh, that's annoying.
And even then, it's not that many.
Yeah.
Playing on PC, you have thousands and thousands of songs. You can listen to anime music and play Beat Saber. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's cool.
Like, you can do whatever the fuck you want. And you're just limited on PlayStation because it's first party. And then it's like, if you're playing VR on PC, you have mod support available and you have people who make indie games.
Yeah.
All the games that you're getting for VR on console are first party games that they're spending all this money on the graphics and not enough money on, like, more games and more capability and more multiplayer and more fun. I don't know. It's my take. I just don't think VR console is like that good yet. But this can prove me wrong if they add way more games and they add.
Listen, I'm probably I'm probably going to get I'm gonna get like a what's it called, a gaming console or a gaming rig, but like it's gonna be like one of those things that's like a box. I forget what they're called.
I'm gonna buy a pre-built PC soon.
But like it's not like a pre-built. It's like already like that's how they have it. Like it has like a chip that's like.
Are you talking about like that pod, Alienware pod that they have?
No. It's tiny. Like it's tiny.
Really?
Like it's super small, but it plays like God of War at like 144 like refresh rate, like off rip, like at high settings. Not maybe it's not like ultra settings, but like you're hitting like graphical fidelity that's like hella good, like really really strong for like $900. That's incredible, bro. But like and obviously you could play VR games on those computers like super well. But for somebody who like, I'm thinking about like kids or like myself who like don't know whether or not to get like invest money into a VR headset because they're not sold on it yet. These things are expensive. They're not there yet. They're not there yet. They're super expensive.
The Index is $1,000. The Vive is $800.
They're super expensive.
No, they're super crazy. Yeah.
Like they're hella expensive, but buying these consoles gives these manufacturers, these big companies like Microsoft and Sony that say that it's like, hey, these people are investing in hardware that they want to see games on. They want good experiences that are going to last them a good amount of time. Like any game that you buy is like an investment in time.
You see, and that just goes to prove at least my point of the argument. Like $600 for this VR2, like I don't think I'm gonna have $600 worth of enjoyment from it.
Yeah.
Like what would if okay? I don't know what.
I think
was,
it all depends on what's going down.
I don't think. Down the pump. I don't think. Yeah, exactly. I don't remember what was the original price of the original PlayStation VR.
I think it's somewhere around, like, if it's not like $300 or $400.
But let's say it was $400.
Yeah.
Let's say it was $400, and I had the same experience that I had when I bought it on sale for the bundle, and I played Resident Evil 7.
Yeah.
And I played Super Hot VR, and I played fucking Beat Saber.
Yeah.
I played those 3 games on a $400 PlayStation VR. I would have been really upset.
Yeah.
I would have been really upset that I spent $400 on my PlayStation VR and only played 3 games in the history of PlayStation VR.
Yeah.
For the first generation.
That would suck.
I'm glad that I got it as a bundle deal for $100 and got to play those 3 games. You know, But I would have never in 100 years bought the VR thinking that I was going to play 3 games and be satisfied with it for $400.
So
that's what I'm saying for the VR too. So I don't want to put $600 into it and then like I only end up playing 3 or 4 games.
So what you think is wait on PSVR, see how it's
100%,
doing. Further down the line, go for it. Like if it's worth it and the library is big enough to do it.
Yeah, exactly.
For me personally, I'm going to jump in first rip. Just so I can show Chris what's up because I want to know if it's going to be good or not. And when it comes out,
I'm sure
we're both going to talk about it because both of us, he's going to come over and we're going to play it. And
I'll play it.
It's like, because you have to. Because you're going to, because when I get it, I'm going to send you videos, I'm going to send you pictures, all the rest. Because I got to get it. I have to. I at least have to know whether or not people should go out and buy it off rip or if to save your money and not waste your time with it. Because if it is like that kind of experience, like if it is great, I mean, for somebody who's a skeptic, you'll tell me you will tell me straight up, like, hey, yo, it's like,
I'll tell you if I'm having a good time or not.
No, that's it. I was like, you'll like for us who play games on a reg, like if we don't like a game, it's like Forspoken. I'm holding off on playing Forspoken again because it's not that great right now. It's not.
Yeah.
Like the core gameplay is fun.
When it's on sale for $10, I'll buy it.
Yeah, but like straight up, like if that game isn't like already discounted at like 50 off, save your money because right now it's not that great. But I think that's pretty much. I think we're good. I think that's all the time.
I think that was a great first episode. I mean, we definitely went way longer than we expected to go.
Yeah.
But I mean, that was also expected because we can talk for hours about video games.
So tune in next week for the next episode.
Definitely.
Thank you all for listening.
Thank you.
To all of us. Please, for everybody who's watching on YouTube, like, comment. You can subscribe. God knows what else. For everybody who's listening to on Spotify and wherever you listen to podcasts, thank you all so much for listening to us. We'll be back next week to talk about everything else gaming. Until next week.
Yeah, I'll see you next week. We had a great time.
Yeah.
That was really fun.
Yeah. Until next week. It's been our pleasure to talk to you guys.
See you later. Bye-bye.
Later.